Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's having a wonderful day. I am going to put it together a video here for you guys. And today, we're going to be creating a video using the spreadsheet that I have. I'm just enlarging this to make the spreadsheet here a little bigger so that way you guys can see if you're on your mobile phone or if you're on your iPad. Sometimes we have small screens, so this always helps. All right, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use this story system spreadsheet that I have, and we're going to play some numbers. And the way it's going to work is just really giving you some ideas of how the spreadsheet works. Um, and with the spreadsheet that I have, it gives you just an idea of how to help you a lot faster, a lot quicker, search a lot faster, a lot quicker. Sometimes we have spreadsheets, or sometimes we like to write things down. And sometimes it takes too much time, you know what I mean? When you're researching and you're just trying to use one number versus if you can use lots and lots of numbers faster, you know. So that's what the whole deal about this spreadsheet that I have. It's all automated, and in my story system sheet, it has one, two, three, it has five sheets. And inside the first sheet is the story system where it gives you a breakdown of each number. Whatever you put inside this box will update with the mirror numbers here and the flip numbers here. Okay. So for an example, let's put 1, 2, 3. And what will happen if I hit this button here, run story system, it automatically updates here for us, and it gives you a breakdown of that 1, 2, 3 number. It gives you the sum of it, it gives you the pairs of it, it gives you all six combinations of it, and then it tells you it's just a single digit number here, and then here's the root sum of the secret root is what I call it, but it's really just if you do add us all together and then you find the root of that number. So it's in the 222 category. And then on this side, it gives you the mirroring numbers, the pairs of the mirroring numbers, the same exact thing here, but just off the mirrors. And then on the flip numbers as well. So if you look for what do you call a flip? If you mirror this number is 678. If you use a number and you did a flip on it, it's 4, 5, 6, right? So, and here's a chart here for that flip. See, 1, 2, 3 is 4, 5, 6. If you look on the mirror side of it, 1, 2, 3 is 6, 7, 8. See, that's how it's mirrored off. And if I scrolled over on the right side, it gives you like the best rundown that you can use with the 1, 2, 3. So it gives you the option here, and it gives you like the whole detail information here. So, but I'm not going to really go into details on that. And then the next spreadsheet is called the rundown system, which everything else is also automated here, which gives us the calendar on the far right. So you can track your numbers and you don't have to go back and forth. And I'll show you the spreadsheet where all the data comes from, where you can enter your data for your state. So it's really simple, it's really cool. And with this side of it, it gives you all the rundowns. With this spreadsheet that I have, it gives you a drop down box right here on the top, and it gives you all the different type of rundowns that it has. And how this works is, so let's say I want to use let's say the 317, let's say the 369, right? So the 369 rundown. And all I do is here in the top row is where you enter your numbers. So let's say I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Just all the way across. And I hit run. Now it automatically changes for you. And the whole thing about this is this section here in this box, what I just highlighted, is the three. Well, it's not the three. This is a three. This is the six. This is the nine. So if you play pick three for a while, a lot of times we use three, a lot of these three numbers, and then we do a rundown until it repeats, right? So that's the way, same thing here. This box here is one, this box here is one, and this box here is one. And I get questions most of the time when somebody purchases one of these sheets from me, they want to separate this. No, this one is all put together as one. Okay, so we can't separate them. And with this, it's really simple to use. So if you're searching for numbers and when you search for numbers, you can always change it. I mean, you can, I can't use 369 in one. So if I choose one of these boxes, like let's say I put 251, now this is 251. So if you add 1 plus 2 is 3, then 2 plus 5 is 7, 3 plus 1 is 4, right? So that's how it's working. So whatever your specialty is, whatever you use or choose from your side of how you search, I mean, this is one of the things that the 317s right here. Same. So it gives you the ideas how to search quicker and everything else. And then on the far side, again, here is the dates. So this is the sheet today is March 19. So I have the sheet here and I can just hit run. But where the information comes from is the data sheet, right? So this is my data sheet here, and what you enter the numbers in here. And then you just hit add new. So let's go and scroll down here a bit. So if you go to the 19th, see all the information here is all your data. And this is the whole month of January, February, March for me right now in Arizona. So if you're in a different state, you just got to update this information manually. Okay. So let's say if I put 1, 2, 3 and I hit add new, automatic updates, and what it does, it takes and adds it to your bottom sheet here, and then gives you the best rundown to use for that number. So then if I go back to the main sheet here, it's not updated yet. So it just says still March 19th, right? So if I hit run, it updates. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So but that's how this one works. 1, 2, 3. Right. So any number that you put into this data sheet is what it's going to do. So I'll just remove it, and then I'll go ahead and go back to the rundown again, and I'll go ahead and hit run again. See, updated back to March 19 because I took off that number. Okay. And then here's your mirroring section side of it for your cheat sheet. Here's your flip numbers. And then you can always put numbers in here in this box for your plays or what you want to play. So but I try to keep it simple. I don't want to be too like all over the place with all these different ideas and stuff. I mean, sometimes it's overwhelming with our numbers when we search, you know what I mean? So I always try to keep things very simple for anything that I do. All right, so hold on 1 minute. And okay, and then the next sheet is here is this is what I call the hot, cold, and the overdrawn. I call it the temp sheet, temperature check type of sheet, right? So the way this one works is this is based on individual numbers. So if I was to put 1, 2, 3, this first digit here would have been the 1, the second digit would have been the 2, and the third digit is the 3. See, this also one box here is the 3. And this just counts how many times the 1 came up in the first area, 2 came up in the second area, and 3 came up in the third area, right? So it counts it for you. So the way I would do it is, so whatever I put so let's say if I hit refresh. So the way this works is it's 90-day draws. This is a drop down box here as well. It calculates since so let's say if I do 10 days, this is 10 draws, right? 10 draws, 20 draws, 30 draws, all the way to 90, right? So meaning 90 days back count. So let's say if I put 10 days of drawing, what it will do, it's going to go directly into the dates, right? So it's going to count these dates here on the right and how many times these numbers have been drawn. So if you go to the data sheet, it's going to count back how many days that you want. So let's say if we do 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So how many times these numbers have come up. So if I go here and let's say I do 10 and I hit run, it automatically updates how many times these number has drawn, right? So in the first category, 2 hasn't been drawn in the last 10 days, right? So let's go to the data sheet and check. In the first category, there's no 2, right? But if I hit, see, there's no 2. Is there a 7 and an 8 in the last 10 days? Nothing, right? So, but that's how this data sheet works. So it goes back. If I hit 40 days, now it's going to count the whole month of probably the whole month of March and maybe half a month of February. Okay. So now if I hit update, now it changes the numbers here. Now you have more idea which number is hot, and it tells you down here. If I hit update numbers right here, number 4 has gone up, came up 7 times. See, in the first digit here, 4 is the hot number. And then you go down here, 0, 3, 4 shows it's hot, right? Even though here that this is the first digit, right? So this is the first digit here. 9 has only come up 1 time. 2 has only come up one time. That's why it's in the cool section, right? And then 0 is 3, but it still says coal. But then it also tells you, like, let's say for an example, the overdue numbers here, number 7 is showing it's overdue for 20 days. So 20 days ago is the last time the number 7 came up. Okay, so how you can find that out? So let's go back to the digit. Let's go back to the data sheet. So overdue number is number 7, but it's overdue for 20 days. So let's go to the data sheet and we count backwards and we're looking in the first digit. So this is 10 boxes right here. So let's see. So let's see when the last time. See, 7 came up here back on the 27th of February. That's the last time 7 came up. So we can count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, that's 20. This whole thing right here is 20 days. So that's how that counts on your tracking on your cold overdue numbers because 7 hasn't played in the first box for the last 20 days. Right? Same thing with 7, number 2, 17 days, and 8 is 12 days. But remember, this is only the first digit of this number here. Okay? The second digit is here, then the third digit is here. Okay? So just help you understand. And then the tracking side of it here, we have a tracking sheet where you can draw whatever numbers you want to update. Like this month, for this year, there's 75 numbers that drawn already. Okay? And 75 numbers. So that would take you into right here is a January, February, and March. If you count all those days, it's 75 days passed already. Okay. So, but that's in Arizona. So this just gives you an idea what numbers have drawn already, so you can keep track of it all the way down to 999. Okay. And then if you look on the right side here, it's the right here, front pair, back pair, outside pair. Front pair 110, 110 front pair doubles. Back pair doubles 600, 811. Right, so the back pair is a double. Outside double is the two numbers are the same on the outside. 070, 626. See, so it tracks all your front pairs and back pairs as well. So that's the 5 sheets that I have that comes in this rundown system. Okay, and how are we going to use this is today we're going to use it based off of the we're going to base it off of the we're going to base it off of the what best number, so what number, when this number plays, what's the best rundown to use to find your next number. Okay, so that's what this is built in with it. So if 002 played, 3223 is the best rundown to play it off of. Okay, or 1014 comes up, 999 might be the best one to use the sheet with to find your next number. So that's just an idea. I mean, I can't guarantee you any wins that it's going to work. I can't say that this is going to work as truly as it's supposed to be. So let me get this set up here real quick. I'll be right back here. I just gotta take care of something really quick. Just give me 10 seconds. All right, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Just have to go grab a quick drink here so I can get this started for you guys. Okay, so this is the spreadsheet, and today we're gonna analyze some numbers here. So I'm gonna just choose random numbers, and I'll do this. I'm in Arizona, so I'll do some Arizona numbers. I may go into different states as well, just to pick out some numbers so we can look at some stuff here. So if you're in that state, today might be your lucky day to look at some of your state numbers. Okay, so let's say we go back into the history here. So we're going to choose a number. Okay, so we're going to go to January. Let's choose a number. Let's do this. So let's choose this number on the 18th of January this year, January 2026. On the 18th, the number 491 was drawn, and the next day was 472 that came up. Okay, so let's put it down here. Let's put it down here. So 491 went to 472. So let's put that in. And now what we're going to do is this 491, we're going to go ahead and get into the system here. 491. Okay, so we're going to run this. So 491 is a single digit. If you add everything else, it is 14. The root sum of it is 5. How that works is when you get 14, you just added the 2, which becomes a 5. Now here are your front pairs, your back pairs, and your outside pairs. Right? That's why it says A, B, A, C, and B, C. Right? So AB would be 4-9. AC is the first and the last, which is 4-1. BC is 9-1. Okay, and then it gives you like it gives you the full combination of the number. Then it's 4-9. The mirror number is 946, and then the 427. Okay, so we're gonna use all three numbers here today to play this to see if we can narrow it down to see if we can choose the best number. And look at this. So we played, so the number 491, right? 491 went to 472. But look at this. 491, the mirror is 946, but look, combination of the flip side of it is already here. 472. See, 472 equals to the flip side number, which came in as a 472, and it came out straight under the flip. So they already give you the number right away. You know what I mean? If you do, because a lot of times we'll do flip numbers and then we'll just throw it inside the rundown that we don't even take a peek at these numbers at all. We just don't even. Some people do it. Some people like to play it. They're just direct. But with the spreadsheet, it says a 649 is the best rundown. Okay, so 649 is the best rundown. So we're gonna use that. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna choose 649. Okay, so we're gonna continue. So we're gonna choose 491. So the way I play is 491. So the middle number, I always put the number in, and then I put the mirror numbers. I like to play them in mirror numbers off of any chart that I play. But it's really your specialty how you play it. So 4 goes to the 9, 9 goes to the 4, 1 goes to the 6. 4, 9, 4, 6. Okay, so here's your mirror numbers. Here's your flip numbers. So now what I'd like to do is every time I play a number, I like to bring it into this box where this blue is. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down. So 491, so I'll put the 213 in here to bring this 491 down. So 213, 768, 768. Okay, so now 491 is down here. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll look for that. So we're going to be finding this 472 on the 19th, right? So now we're in the teens. So a lot of times I count these as dates. This is the, the numbers from 0 to 9. So let's say if it was, I don't know, let's say January the 3rd, I will look at the 3. January the 7th, I will look at the 7. January the 4th, I'll look at the 4. And then this will be the teens, which is 19 is what we're looking for. So 19 is right here. I'll look at this 9 and play around the 9 to see if I can find a number of what we're looking for. Okay, so somehow it's going to be connected to this 9. If it's not, it's going to be connected to this 9 in here, but there's no 9 in this area. So let me do it this way. I like to make things a little darker so that way I can put a, let's see, that's too dark. I think this is good. So we're going to use a highlighter type of way. So 19 is right here, so we'll highlight that. We'll make that, nope, wrong one. There we go. So 19 is right there. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll find any numbers around here. So 19 always goes to 20. Okay. So 20 is probably, this is, I would use this as a 20, and then I would use this as a 20, and then I'll find the other 20 here should be, I can use this as a 20 as well. So 19 goes to 20. So this is 21. So this is 21, but I'll still use this as a 20. So what I'll do is I'll highlight the two zeros and the two zeros here. Okay. So let's make it blue. Okay. So now along this 20, it should be a number attached to what we're looking for. So the number came in as 472, right? So here it is. So here's the 20 again. Here's the 2, right? So now this 19 here is now, okay, so there it is. So 472 is attached to here, and it's attached to your 19. And I went to the 20 here. This because this is the 20. This is the 0 here. It came from 19 to 20 because that's the date, right? Because we're looking for the date of the 19th, and then goes to the next day. If I were to choose from the 18 to 491, this is 491. It came from the 18th, right? So the 18th is right here. See, the 18th is right here. 18 to the 19, and it just swoops around and it picks the 20 here because it takes off the zeros, and just the zeros has blocked it off. So that's the way this one worked out. And let's say if I was using the spreadsheet here, so let's say I was using 40 days of draws. I mean, yeah, the idea is to have more of at least more than 30 days to at least use the temp sheet. But that's the way I see it. But the further you go out, you can probably do a 60 days, which is 2 months, you know. So if we go here, see if it'll give us more ideas if that 472 was a good number to play. Okay, so if you were to choose the first number here, see overdue is 728, right? So let's say we do use the overdue numbers, it'll be 728, and then 897, and then 528, right? So cold numbers. The second category, then the third number is 4. So you could use the 7 2s as the overdues, but the 8s are also all overdue. 8 hasn't played in a long time, so 7 hasn't played 13 days ago. 5, 19, 4. So it's kind of harder to push through certain things off of this, but it's really up to you how you use it, and sometimes it's really just your idea, you know, what you're trying to do. And and then from here, the tracking, you can't really do much on it, but if you would play the 472, I mean, there's really not much how you can use a tracking sheet here. It's just really giving you data ideas. But the main idea is from here inside this chart. Okay, so let's play the next one. So let's go to, what did I do? Erased the wrong one. So let's go to, let's try the next day. So let's do 472. All right. So we put 472 here. 472. 472. The next day's number, 472 went to 156. Okay. 156. So now here, if we run the story system, it gives you the full layout again. Is there any pairs that is connected to 156 off the mirror numbers by itself? 456, nothing. So on this number, particular number, it says to use the 308 rundown. So we're going to go into that system here. We're going to go ahead and drop it down 308. We're going to run. And that's what we're going to be using. So we got to put the number in first. 472 927 927. Okay. But I'm still going to bring the number back down here again. So let's put that in. Let's see. So we're going to put 876 321 321. So now our number is now here. So this is the number that we're starting with. This is what just came through. So we're using the 308. So 308 is used differently. You know, each chart is used differently. So I'm just going off of, let's say, so now we're going to be looking for the date of the 20th, right? So since for my numbers here, the 20th is here, right? And 472 came up on the 19th. So now we're going to be looking for the date of the 20th. So we could use this as a 20 here. We can use this as a 20 as well. So we go down here, or we can go on this side and find if there's a 20 that's connected. We can use any of these twos here, but there's a 0 attached to here. So let's use that. So let's use this. And let's just make this 20. And the 19 is here. So this blocks it in for you. How you know is the 19th is here. So you go on the outside. See, this is the date of the 19th. Because it's so spread out because there's no 9 here. There's no 9 here. The only 9 is down here. And if you go down to this 9, 472 is all crammed up against it. And the 9 is 919, right? So it's crammed up against it. So if you go here as a 19, it gives you the straight number. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 20th. And the 20th was 156. So 156, let's see. So if the 20th is here, 516. So the 5's are all spread out. Should be 21st. See, 20, 21st, 156. So this is all spread out. So a little difficult to use on different sheets if you don't understand the spreadsheet of the 308. Because 308, some people use. I mean, you just got to narrow it down to see. A lot of times 308, I use it when sometimes, I mean, I'm not a big fan of it. But I mean, I chose that 308 because sometimes it gives you an idea here. It's like a number that if you think that the middle number is not going to change, right? So if you choose the 7 in the rundown and any numbers that you play, there's going to be a 7 in it, then you find the combinations based off of that, right? So it's all 7s. So, or if you think it's going to be all 2s, right? If you think the number is not going to change. That's how the 308 is used, right? So this one is 156. So it didn't give us a really clear idea on this one, right? So there's not a clear idea. I mean, it's right here. 156 is over here. So let's highlight this real quick. So 156. Let's see if it's wrapped around the 20th. or the 21st. It is right here, 21st. The 20th first. So this is all the twos. So the 20th is right here. So it came down, like I was saying earlier, this is the 20. So it's a 20, 21st. This could be a 22nd, even a 22nd this way. 22nd, 21st, 20th. And the 19th is here going across. It's kind of a needle in a haystack idea here. But if you were just using this chart by itself as 307, would you be able to find the 156 off of this? Not really, just by itself, right? So with this one, let me kind of mirror each other to find out what the next number is. Okay, so, but if I want to choose a different rundown, so let's do a choose a different rundown. So, or, why does it keep doing that? Hold on. Okay, there we go. So let's say we go to, so let's say we do 472, but let's try the 9927. Let's try it this way. Let's try to mirror 927 42472. It's literally the same numbers, just moving using the mirror numbers versus the. Am I doing it right? 72. Okay, so this would give us a clearer picture right away because the 21st is right here and that 561. It's just moving the numbers around and moving the sections around. Nope, wrong one. There we go. 561. 156. Then 472. And here's 427. 472 is up here. 523. 6. And the other way you can use this too is let's use the sum of it. So it's 18, right? So the 18, if you highlight the 18 is right here. That's where your number will pop up to. Now it's attached to it. 18. So the sum of it here was 13, right? So 472, there's no 13 here, right? But the 13 is here. 72, but there's no 516. All right, so let's move on. Let's not get stuck on this one. Let's try the flip number by itself off of this 472. Let's use that area. So let's clear this off. Again, it's 705, 705, 250, 250. Okay, so now we're going to go and search for the 20th. Right here's the 20th. So the 20th, and there's a 5 and a 6 and a 1 right under the 20th. See it? See it work well on the flip. Just gotta find where your 20 is at. Here's a 20 again. And then here's your 21st. See it? 20 to the 21st. 20 to the 21st. 568 or 561. So that's the 308 number, but 308, and this one is just really a simple idea as well. But I'm using the flip number, not just the 472 number. And this one says the root sum is 12. So if you go back in this chart, and 12 would have been the same thing here, the 21st. That's backwards. 1, 2. That'll be your sum. Most people would say, okay, we can do the root, which they add the 2 and the 3, or when they add both together instead of the if you add those three numbers together, what did I say? So it's a sum of 13. All right, so then they go to the root sum of 4. So if you go in here, and they'll try to find all the 4s. This one has 1 4 way down here. And it's still, look at this. Still go back to the 4. 4. So it even kind of tells you if you would play that. 4 and 4. 5, 1, 6. Just sits on top of it. All right, so that's another option that you can use. So let's try the next one. So let's go to 516. Let's go into the story system again. 5, or I'm sorry, 156. There's 156. And let's see. So the next numbers that came up after 156 is 600. And if you were using the pairs, right here, look, the front pair is already created for you off the 601. If you would have played the front pairs of the mirroring numbers, you would have had the two numbers already. So, and then this one shows the best rundown to use is 369. The 156 shows is 369. So we're going to switch this to 369. Then we're going to run this as a 600. Actually, it's 156. 601. 601. So now we're going to do the same thing here. Let's bring this number here into this box. I like to keep this area. I don't know why, but I mean, I always try to keep the number here so that way I have more room to look around that 156 number. So this is the number I'll put up here. So 538083. Okay, there's your number. 156. The mirror number is here. So now we're going to go look for the date of the 21st, which is, let's see, 21st. This is the 2. So there's no 2 here. There is a 1 here. The only 21st I see here is this side. So let's highlight that and make it blue. 21st goes to the 22nd down here. And we're right in between. Look at this. There's your 600. This could be a 600 too, if you play this here. But went to the 21st to the 22nd. Okay. And so let's go back out. And let's look at this. I mean, I give you the front pair already. So this says the sum is 12, right? And we were looking for the 21st. 21st. Kind of see, it's 21st. The sum is 21st. If you play it under the 601, it says the root sum is 7. The 7's down here. There's no other 7. There's a 7 down here too. I mean, this kind of works because if you look at the 7, it puts the zeros between both sides and put the 6 below it. And then if you look under the 489, 489 is the sum of 21 still. So I mean, I mean, you just gotta kind of pick around it, really how you want to play it. I'm just giving you ideas here, right? You can probably try the next number. How do you pick the next number? So if 156 have played, that's your primary number. You may just choose numbers around the box itself. But this is the 369 rundown, right? So 369 rundown. Each chart plays differently on its own, right? Each one of them. They have their own ways. You just got to find out what the ways it comes up with an idea, you know. All right, so let's switch over. Let's choose a different state. Arizona's getting boring, and it's getting hot here. Since we're already hitting the triple digits here in Arizona, so it's not all that fun. Let's see. Let's go to Florida. Probably a lot cooler out there, huh? So Florida has midday, evening, midday, evening. That's on pick. That's pick two. I wonder if anybody likes the pick two. Never played it. They don't have it here in Arizona. So pick three has two draws a day. Looks like our pick three has two draws a day. So we're gonna pull the calendar. There is your calendar for Florida. So what I like to do on my side is I don't play the midday to the evening. I play across the midday to midday, mid to midday, midday to midday. If I would play that. I mean, it's because the only reason why is because each of these is section side. They have their own history. So if you're looking for a history of midday, or if you have a history of, like, let's say you only play evenings, you track the evenings only. You track it during the day if you ever play, do it during the day. So let's choose a number. We're gonna try, let's see, let's go, let's try this one, February the 4th to the 5th, 340 to 854. Let's do this. 340 to 854. And that is February 2026. 340 to 854. All right, so we're gonna play that, and that is probably the midday drawing. So we're gonna put 340 here, run that, and look at the number 854, right? 8 and 5 is already a pair for you. 8 and 5 is already a pair for you. And then here's the flip. And here, let's see what the best rundown to use on this one. So 340's best rundown is 251. So we're gonna go to 251 here, and then we're gonna put 340 here. Let's bring this chart down real quick. 340. We're gonna put 340 in this box, which we gotta pull the 948, 493. There's your 340. Okay. So now the date on that, the number came up 854. It came out on the 5th, right? So we're gonna be looking for the date of the 5th. So let me remove this real quick. We'll just make it white so that way you can see it. Okay, so we're gonna be looking for the 5th. So 5th is down here because this is the teen, not the teens, but the ones, right? So 0 to 9. So I basically would choose this number here. So let's go to 5th. See, it's 05. So it's the 5th. So that's somewhere around there, probably the number. Is there an 854? Look, straight across. 854. Right off the date. See? 854 on the 5th. And let's try it this way. So the 5th in reverse. It doesn't provide any 8 around it. But it came from this because the 5 is here. The 5 is the date. This is the 0. This is the 10th. So if you look at the 10th is 122, right? So, oh, what the heck did I press? I hear the 10th. So if you go back over here, the 1, 2 is here, but there's no, but that's the 10th. 2, 2, but there's a 1. See the 10th here, 122. It's the 11th, the 10th. All right, so that one worked very well. I mean, we didn't really have to do much. All we have to find is where the date is at, because we're looking for the date itself. So let's clear this off again. Let's put the next day's number, 854. Right, so we go from the 5th to the 6th. So now we change this to 854. Let's put this 854 in this box. So it's 452 907. Can't type. Okay, so 907 854. So now we're looking for the date of the 6th. So here's your 6. Here's the date of the 6th, because the 6 is in this area. So the number came up after 854, went to 248. All right, so 248. Is there anywhere around that 06? Date of the 6th is 248. I don't see anything. So there's a 6 here going this way as well. There's a 6 down this way. There's a 4-8 here. There's a 2-4 here. But they're all not connected. I mean, everybody plays their numbers different. They might play here and here, and then choose based off of the numbers here and here. Like for me, I like to play where it's just connected. You know what I mean? So everybody has their strategies, but this one is for me. I didn't put it all in as a straight number, so I would have missed the whole thing because I didn't connect it together. You know what I think we made a mistake is because we're playing the wrong chart. So we can't play the 854 with the 251 unless if it says so. Let's see. 854. See? It's a 369 chart. So if we switch this to, so this is going to hold, the whole thing is going to change. 854. Let's put 854 in here. And let's put 369. There we go. Then we can bring that number back down to 36781. 781. So let's close, get rid of these real quick. So now we're going to go back to the 6. So this is 284, not 248. Okay, so the 6 is what we're looking for. So this is the 6 here. This is the 6. So it's way up here. So I'm going to bring the 6 down here so we can see around the 6. Okay, so the 6 to, so let's put 618, 163, 163. See, now the 6 is down here. So we can make that blue. So the 6 is there. Is there a 284 attached to that? Right here, going straight down. 284, 84. 284. So this is a 4, this is a 4 this way too. See, now attached to 284, still attached to the 6. Then if you play the 6 to the 7, then you highlight, you break out all the 7s. Sometimes you just can block it out to the 7. Then it give you a bigger picture. 248, 248. So you just wrap around all the 7s. All right, so, but that's how I play the sheet. You know, I mean, this is a 369 rundown that we're using, and it kind of gives you an idea. So I go based on dates. Some people don't like to use that. They just go search all over the place. But keep both numbers. You know, if it says the date of like I was doing, if it's the date of the 6th, use the 0. It gives you a better idea. Sometimes people say just keep the second number. Like some people like to use the root sum of a number, or they might add it together and just keep the second digit. You know, everybody plays everything differently, right? So this 854 was the main number, but there was no pairs in this one. Well, actually, the 854 came up as 284. 84 was the pair itself, right? So the one of the pairs is here already. You just had to put the 2 in the front. Let's see. 858454. I'll look at something real quick. Let's take this out. So the pairs are 8584. Did I say 24? 858454. So here's your 54, here's your 85 and 84. 284. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, so that's really, I'll go ahead and end the video here. I mean, we almost on the video here for almost an hour. It's going past 50 minutes right now. So hopefully you guys are gonna have a good day. Just test out the sheet. If you guys want the sheet, there's gonna be a description below. It's gonna be coming up into, well, I sell the sheet here on Etsy. So if you want to take advantage of the sheet that I have here, just gives you a breakdown of how to use and search quicker and faster. At least thorough, you know, like, at least you have your whole trackers, your data sheets. That way you can keep track of what you're doing in your sheets. You can use the temp sheets itself. I mean, if you like to use that to choose your numbers, but it gives you all the different type of numbers that you can play on the pick three. Okay, and this one comes with the specialty of what best rundown to use. But maybe this video will give you more information if you want to you go that route. Or if you already have a sheet, or if you have something else you're using, but you like the idea, just use that idea as well. But if you guys have any questions or anything, just put it in the comments below, and then I'll try to respond to you as much as possible fast as I can. Most of the time, I'm always working, so I have rarely have times. But most of the time, I play pick three all the time too. So I always try to make some videos along the way. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe, share, comment below, like the video. Maybe give it to a friend. Say, hey, check this out. You know. Other than that, you take care of yourselves and be safe. Have a good day. Bye bye.